Hello violinists, welcome to Prime Strings. I'm Henriette and today we're playing There's No Place Like Home for the Holidays. Have you got your instrument ready? Because we're going to go straight in and play it together today. I'm counting us in 1, 2, 1 and off we go. 1, 2, 1. Lovely happy song this, isn't it? You will have noticed that I haven't changed too much in this piece to be able to play it properly. There's just a couple of slurs, so if you want to grab a pencil and write those in, that would be handy. It's just in the fourth line, the dotted, crotchet and then quaver I've slurred, and the same in the fifth line as well. And then if you look 2 bars before the first time bar, the second time I play this, so on the repeat I'm playing the 2 crotchets. So this is the penultimate line, the third bar, which is 2 bars before the first time bar. The 2 crotchets in that bar I'll play slurred on the second playing because I want to play down bow when I get into the second time bar, so that's why we're altering the bowing slightly on the second playing there. For those of you who've learned the third position, you might play the second bar of the second time bar, so right before the end, the fourth bar from the end, you might play on the first finger so that you can have the last 3 notes in third position. There's nothing wrong with playing it in the first position, but for those of you who are a little bit further advanced, you might add that third position there. So if you haven't learnt third position, don't worry about it. You can also play it. So if you've learned to play with vibrato, or if you want to learn to play with vibrato, these are perhaps the bars to have a go at it, because it's really nice and slow and you can hold those notes for a bit longer if you fancy. So this is the second time bar, and today we might start practicing this piece at the end. So let's pick up the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bars. This is the second time bar. Whether you play it in the first position or in the third, it really doesn't matter. But let's try and add some vibrato, shall we? Oh, this is the right place to practice it, isn't it? If you haven't yet learned how to play vibrato, I'll put my vibrato video in the description below, so you can click on it there and perhaps use this opportunity to start learning to play with vibrato. That's awesome. Then there is one more other thing that I want to discuss with you before we play the whole song again, and this is to do with the F natural and F sharp. And an example of those two notes, it comes twice in this piece, doesn't it? But there's one example at the end of the first line. So I'll show you how I play that. I'm playing the F sharp at the beginning, so this is the last bar of the first line. I'm playing that first note F sharp on the second finger. And now I'm sliding my first finger underneath the second finger, and I'm just closing up that gap, so I slide until I can't go any further. So perhaps you can see it like that. F sharp is here, and now what I do for the F natural, I'm sliding my first finger underneath the second finger until I can't go any further, and that's where your F natural is. I'm playing it with the first finger. So here we go. And again. Practice it one more time. Remember then to place your first finger back once you go onto the A string. Let's play this one more time, shall we? Okay, and that place comes again, that's a similar section, comes again sort of 3 lines from the end, where you've got the F natural and the F sharp. So watch out that you play with the first finger on F natural there as well. So let's now play the whole song again, and there are a couple of things that I want you to add to your playing if you can. First is to add 4th fingers, if that means you can stay on the same string. For instance, in the beginning here, if I use a 4th finger for the A, I can stay on the D string, whereas if I play an open string, that A really doesn't fit in the timbre of all the other notes around it, so that's why we use the 4th finger there. So if you can do that, find your places throughout this whole piece. Secondly, I want you to think this piece very much in phrases. This is a song to be sung and it's got lyrics with it, so I want you to play the piece in, just like you read a book and you have sentences, you want to shape your piece into phrases this time. So whenever you have a phrase, round it off before you then start the next phrase again. So this piece gets a really nice rise and fall in dynamics, in louds and softs, and then you shape your piece really beautifully according to how you would sing the lyrics. So let's try that, shall we? 1, 2, 1. I wish you a very, very Merry Christmas, and remember, there's no place like home for the holidays. Goodbye.